The English philosopher Aldous Huxley once wrote, "To travel is to discover that everyone is wrong about other countries." We wanted to check this old saying ourselves and drove from Zurich to Iran in December 2017. Our first stop was a wellness oasis in Italy. Our second stop was on the ferry from Ancona to Greece. Not very exciting yet. Our car was parked in the ship's belly and rested for a bit. We were still active on deck after driving for several hours in the car. Oh, may I introduce ourselves? We are Alice and Stefan, a couple from Zurich, ready and willing to get to know a new country and a new culture. Ready for a road trip to the unknown Islamic Republic of Iran. Our travel time was limited to 6 weeks, and the Christmas season seemed to be ideal for our short trip.
24 Dezember.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
On December 24th, we crossed Greece from west to east, all the way to Alexandroupoli. Christmas Eve was celebrated on a campground. We had warmed up lobster soup, Greek wine, and an Advent wreath to go. Christmas Eve is celebrated very lively in some countries. We walked to the nearby restaurant where a band was playing traditional Greek music. The guests were drinking a lot of local schnapps with us, and the band was smoking cigarettes. The next day, we drove on with a Iraqi hangover via European Turkey to Istanbul. And from Europe to Asia via the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge.
And now, welcome to Asia.
Winter had also arrived in Anatolia, and the 1,500 kilometers to the Iranian border were partly covered in snow. Landscapes, peaks, and mountain passes. Fortunately, there was no snow on the roads. There were fantastic sections of the route. Perfect highways all the way to Bazargan, and beautiful, crisp winter weather. Almost all other companions on the road were trucks. They were mostly good on their side, with a few exceptions. border procedure with a view of the Ararat was as confusing as expected, but quite fast, 2.5 hours. As soon as we arrived in the Islamic theocracy, we visit a Christian chapel, built by the Armenians. High above Maku lies Zorzoror, with a beautiful view of St. Thaddeus Monastery, one of the oldest Christian building sites. It was first built in 68 AD. With a last view in the direction of Ararat, we continued on the motorway in the direction of Tabriz and Tehran. On weekends, the highway is often used by recreational cyclists, and the highways are usually free of charge for tourists with their own cars. You always receive a warm smile and often get free passage. Tehran is a modern metropolis with a lot of traffic. Driving the car in the middle of the city takes getting used to, but we quickly adapted. The credo is, if you look back, you lose. Somehow it makes sense. After all, you want to drive forward, don't you? Nevertheless, watching traffic from above is quieter and safer. There are countless shops full of goods of all kinds in the street canyons. Busy shopping. From a simple leather belt to Cavalli, Gucci, and Dolce & Gabbana, here you can find everything the heart desires. Behind the busy streets, you will find oases and magnificent palaces, gardens, parks, modern cafes, incredible architecture from the past. All the rush from the busy streets is gone. Tehran is vibrant, colorful, and more Western than expected. Just like our New Year's Eve, we were invited to a party in the north of Tehran and celebrated with Armenian Iranians all night long. New Year's Eve was our last night before we continued our journey into nature. Check out episode 2, where we visit the Kavir Desert.